Hey y'all, we're back. Boo, Facebook. Sorry y'all. Had a little glitch in the matrix. But I'm back. Here I am. Drop a comment if you can hear me, you can see me. Had a little glitch in the matrix. Boo. Darn it. Come on, Facebook. All right, guys, I'm back live. Hopefully you can hear me, see me. Hallie and Heather, if you lovely ladies can tag everybody on my post so people can see that I am back here, that would be super, super helpful. See if I can tag. See if I have an everyone tag. That would be great. Everyone. I don't know if I have that currently. But Hallie and Heather, could you guys go ahead and tag everybody for me? That would be, yeah, Heather says, thanks, Facebook. Exactly. So guys, this is part 2 of this 7 juicy social media tips for engagement. Heather, could you go ahead and tag? I didn't add everyone, but I don't think it worked. Heather and Hallie, could you guys go ahead and tag? I'm going to go ahead and tag Hallie. Hallie, will you help us tag everyone here? The other video cut off. And Heather, if you could do that too. Boo. All right, I'm going to keep going here. Part 2, 7 juicy social media tips to get higher engagement on your social media content. Thanks, Heather, for tagging. Thanks, Hallie, for tagging. All right, so I want to talk about getting in front of the right people. Here's where I got cut off on the video. I was talking about you guys need to have a Hot 100 list. That's tip number 3. Hot 100 list. So before you guys post and walk away and say, yep, I posted for the day, I'm good to go. Bye-bye, I posted, see you later. Don't do that. Before you post, do as many as you can from the Hot 100 list, but I would try to engage on at least 10. At least minimum engage, like, and comment on at least 10 posts of people from your Hot 100 list. Please try doing that before you post, because here's what's going to happen. If I go to, let's see, who do we have with us again here? Lise. Hey, Lise, what's up? Jazz, what's going on, Jazz? Nathalie, what's going on, Nathalie? Nice to see your face. Eric, what's up, Eric? Okay, if I go and I let's say Eric, I want Eric to engage on my content. It would behoove me to go like and comment on Eric's last post in an authentic way before I posted, right? That is actually teaching the algorithm to show Eric more of my content, right? It's also helping Eric to see, oh, who's this girl that just engaged on my content, right? He's probably going to click on my profile. Who is this? And if you've optimized your profile the right way, it's going to be another way that you're going to get people to book discovery calls. So all of you guys, juicy tip number 3, you should have a Hot 100 list. And I want you to engage on at least 10 of those people's content before you post. It's a great way for you to teach the algorithm to get your stuff in front of the 100 people that you think would be an ideal client avatar. Okay, really, really important here. Tip number 4, I want you to ask an open-ended question. Ask open-ended question. Ask an open-ended question, especially as a call to action at the bottom. And bonus is to tag people if appropriate. So the bonus, you can do this in the comments, is tag people. Okay. So tip number 4, call to action, ask an open-ended question. The bonus is to tag people in the comments. Now let me explain you guys what this means, because we don't want to be super obnoxious with the way we tag, right? So let me explain what this means. And I used to do this when I was career coaching. It was very effective. There's two types of people you can tag. Okay, so you're going to ask an open-ended question that has to, you share your post, and you're going to ask an open, like I typically ask you guys after each Facebook Live, I typically ask you guys, what's the number one thing you're going to take away and do some action on after this Facebook Live, right? That would be an open-ended question I ask. So ask an open-ended question at the end of your post, and then tag people in the comments. There's two types of people you can tag. Type number one are experts, other experts in your niche, other experts in the field. Experts, okay? You guys should have a list. You guys should all have a list of other experts in your field. Sometimes these people may feel like competitors. That's not necessarily a bad thing if you're leveraging their audiences. But you guys should all have a list of other experts in your field. Sometimes these are good referral experts. Like when I was career coaching, I had a list of resume writers, right? So take a look at people in your field who are experts in your niche who have a big audience, So what I would do with that list of experts, kind of the same thing as the last tip, I would go to the experts, I would engage on like 3 of their posts, right? So let's say I'm a career coach and I found a resume writer who had a massive audience on LinkedIn. I'm going to go to her last 3 posts. I'm going to like and comment. Then I'm going to do my post after doing that. And in the comments, I'm going to say, hey, tagging some experts in this field, what additional tips do you guys have to share? Now I'm calling them an expert, which is an ego cookie, right? That is kind of puffs people up a little bit, like, ooh, right? She's calling me an expert, and I'm asking an open-ended question to that expert. Do you have anything else to share? Now, why would I bother tagging an expert, right? It's like, oh, I could give away, like I'm sending people to my competitors. I don't want to do that, right? What you're actually doing when you tag an expert, especially if they respond, is you are now getting in front of their audience. So if you find an expert, it doesn't have to be a competitor. It can be, though. It could be a good referral expert, right? Somebody who creates content for your audience, but maybe a different type of service, right? So if I'm a relationship coach, maybe it's an expert on how to create an amazing dating profile. So it's not necessarily my competitor. And she's got a massive amount of followers, right, on LinkedIn. I'm going to tag her and say, hey, what additional tips do you, I'm going to tag, here are some experts. I'm wondering what tips they have to share on this topic. So when that expert comments on my post, guess what? My post is going to get on the feed of all of her audience. If you guys notice on LinkedIn, LinkedIn doesn't just show you people posting. LinkedIn is showing you all the people that you're connected to, who they're commenting on, right? So if that person I'm tagging has 10,000 people in her audience and she responds to my tag, guess what? All of her audience potentially has the opportunity to see my post, right? So you can tag experts in your post and ask them an open-ended question. My only advice is do them a solid. Don't just tag experts and hope that they help you. You got to help them out too. Right? So like my general rule of thumb, I would like and comment on 3 posts from that expert first. Then I would post and tag them in my comments and say, hey, what do you think, expert? Okay. The second type of person you could tag is somebody from your Hot 100 list, right? You can tag people from your Hot 100 list and say, hey guys, what do you think on this topic? Right? You can ask an open-ended question and tag some of the people from your Hot 100 list, right? That gets your post in front of them, okay? So juicy tip number 4. Juicy tip number 5, okay? 5. This, you guys, is the tip where I'm talking about the highest engagement I've ever had on my social media content. The highest engagement I've ever had, and that is sharing a personal story. Share a personal story, okay? That is the highest engagement I have ever had. So you want to share a personal story about how you struggled like your ideal client avatar is struggling. but you've now overcome it, right? People love to root on an underdog. People love to root on an underdog story that they came over the mountain, right? I was struggling just like you guys. I was struggling, and now I came out on the other side, right? Let me tell you something. The more personal you're willing to go with your post, I know it feels uncomfortable. The more personal you're willing to go with your personal story, the better, right? So again, you guys can scroll my content to get some ideas for this. But a couple of examples, the hooks I was sharing with you guys, talking about, I stared at my computer screen in disbelief, tears streaming down my face. That was me sharing a personal story about, I had a great week in my coaching business. It was a week where I had made $225,000 in sales in 1 week. And the personal story I shared, I said, damn, what a long way I've come. And I talked about how it almost seemed like yesterday I was clinging to a corporate job and shackled down with self-imposed golden handcuffs. So I was talking about how tough it was in corporate America, right? The stories I told myself, the job is security, suck it up, go to work, right? You'll never make it as an entrepreneur. So I was sharing really personal stories of how I struggled in the corporate world and how I was scared to go into the world of entrepreneurship and become a coach, and that those were all lies I was telling myself, and I shared how I came out on the other side, right? So I got personal, and I got personal. Again, I'm not telling you guys to like talk smack about people, but I was getting personal, sharing about, I had bosses in the corporate world who would degrade me in front of my team, the toxic workplace cultures that left me crying in the bathroom stall, right? Like I was getting really personal, sharing the struggles I had. Now, you guys, the stuff I'm sharing, that's not necessarily what you're going to share. You need to think about struggles you've had that your ideal client avatar can relate to. If you're a health coach, you're sharing a personal story about how you struggled with your health and then came out on the other side. If you're a relationship coach, you're sharing a personal story about how, you were single, you thought you'd never find the perfect partner, you would cry yourself to sleep at night, and then you came out on the other side, right? So I want you guys to all, here's homework. I want you to think of 3 personal stories of something you went through, pain that you went through, that your ideal client avatar could relate to. And by the way, you gotta have a niche to be able to do this, right? If you're still like just life coaching and you don't have a niche, your stories are not gonna land with people. That's the beauty of the niche. When you share a story with your niche is like, oh my God, she's in my head. How does she know, right? How does she know? She's in my head. Okay, so personal stories. You guys, that's the best tip I can give you. You guys can scroll my social media. The highest engagement I ever get is when I get personal and share personal stories of how I've gotten over the pain that my ideal client avatars struggle with. Okay. And let's do this right now. Drop into the comments, guys. What is one personal struggle you've gone through that you commit to at some point posting a story about that on social media? And it should be a struggle that relates to your niche. Everybody that's watching this live or replay, I double dog dare you. Drop into the comments right now. I want you to drop into the comments what is one struggle you've gone through that your niche would relate to, that you commit to at some point sharing on social media. Drop that into the comments right now, okay? Think about it. What's up, Gloria? What's up, Wendy? Kurt, Samaya, Tammy, Wayne. What's up, Steve English? Maya, big hugs to Maya. One of my favorite Academy members. Drop into the comments, guys. What is one personal struggle that you have dealt with that you are going to commit to at some point sharing in social media as it relates to your ideal client avatar? Christy, my 20-year marriage ending and being left destitute with 3 kids. Christy, you, first of all are a hero. You're a freaking hero. You see how when someone shares something like that, Like, I'm rooting for Christy. She's a freaking hero, right? And I want to hear about what she went through and how she came out on the other side. And for Christy, for you share that story, you're going to attract the ideal client avatar who went through something similar and is looking to you, right? To be the coach, to coach them through that. Okay, tip number 6, almost done, guys. Tip number 6. Couldn't go out when we talk about social media content. Engage 7 juicy tips to increase engagement on your social media. Tip number 6, hashtags. Hashtags, right? Couldn't go out without talking about hashtags. LinkedIn currently, and again, this changes all the time. Okay, it's another one of those things, changes all the time. So you're going to want to work with a business coach who can be on top of this stuff for you guys. And you're also going to want to test, right? Just like last time, you're going to want to test hashtags and see which ones work. LinkedIn currently seems to like about 5 hashtags currently. That's what LinkedIn seems to like. Your hashtags should be a mix of some of the hashtags should be for a larger audience. I'll give you an example. On LinkedIn, the hashtag professional women, that hashtag on LinkedIn is huge. I can't remember. I don't know what the number is at currently. It's probably millions. I don't know. It's huge. So you want to have a healthy mix of hashtags with a huge audience, and then some hashtags that are super, super specific to your niche and the topic you're talking about. And that's going to have a smaller audience, but a more specific audience. You want to have a healthy mix of both. Now, again, how do you come up with these hashtags without going too far down the rabbit hole? On LinkedIn, for example, LinkedIn has a search bar that's located in the top right corner of the screen. You're going to type in the hashtag followed by the word or phrase that you're interested in. And LinkedIn will give you a list of related options, right? So for example, if you're looking for hashtags on social media marketing, you can type in the symbol and then the word hashtags. You'll get a list of related options, including popular hashtags related to your topic. Now, unlike Instagram, which encourages users to add up to 30 hashtags to post, LinkedIn is more about 3 to 5 targeted tags per post. This will allow your post to be more focused and help you connect with a larger audience. Side note with the hashtag, you can create your own hashtag, right? So like on LinkedIn, I have a hashtag, Betty Kempa Business Coach. So I definitely encourage you, especially on LinkedIn, one of those hashtags should be your hashtag. So you guys should create your own hashtag and promote, but you got to promote it, right? So you got to, on your LinkedIn profile, talk about follow this hashtag for more content, right? You got to be posting. You even want to do post about your hashtag. Did you know if you follow hashtag Betty Kempa Business Coach, it's going to populate my post to the top of your feed so you get more content on this topic? So, yep, I want you to find some popular hashtags on your You guys should all be researching or working with a business coach, right? This is something I'd help my clients do. Researching hashtags related to your niche. So you, depending on the topic you're posting about, you can pluck them out. Everybody should have a list of hashtags and the followers, the number of followers for each hashtag. But you should also try one of your own. And when people follow your hashtag, right, or they search your hashtag, those are all going to populate to the top of their feed. Okay. Tip number 7 before we call it a day is posting in other people's groups or using pods. So groups or pods. Group or pod. Okay. So here's what I mean. We're using groups or pods. For example, did you guys know in this group on Saturday, I have a post, it's called Saturday Promotional Post. So Saturday, I have a post, it says Saturday Promotional Post, and I encourage you guys in that Saturday post, go wild. Post links, post invites, post copy, post whatever you want under that Saturday post. The rule of this group is anything you guys want to promote, that it has to go in that Saturday post. So you guys should have a list of all the Facebook groups related to your niche. You should learn the rules of engagement in those groups. Some groups will let you post one-off copy. Some groups like mine are asking you to post promotional stuff within a certain thread. But you guys should have a list of all the Facebook groups out there related to your niche, where you can get in there and promote your content. Okay, that's important. Again, it doesn't even have to be Facebook group. I remember when I was a career coach, there was a forum, there still is, it's called Fairy God Boss. So if you're a career coach or a leadership coach for women, there's a forum called Fairy God Boss, and you can get in there, and every time I had a blog, I would post my blog in that forum, and that would increase the engagement in my blog. So you could post in groups. The other thing you guys can use is a pod. And by the way, in my academy, this is something I give people, is a pod that you can use on a daily basis. So part of joining the academy, all of my clients in the academy, on a daily basis, we have a pod. A pod is where once a day, I'm going to have a post and say, hey, everybody, drop your post below this graphic, and all of us commit to go like and comment on everybody else's post. Now, here's why that's important. Remember what I told you guys? The first hour is when LinkedIn, for example, is looking at your post. So what we all agree to do in the pod, in the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, this is just one of the many tools that I give my clients, is we say, hey, within the first hour, we're all going to go like and comment on each other's post. Why? Because that's teaching the algorithm on LinkedIn, hey, you know, Tammy has a popular post. She got a lot of activity the first hour. Let's show Tammy's post to more people. So we're giving the algorithm, we're training the algorithm to show that post to more people. So groups or pods. Okay. So I want you guys to drop into the comments before we get off here. So this was a little bit longer today since we got cut off. Boo, Facebook, for cutting me off. Drop into the comments. Out of the 7 juicy tips today, what is one tip or action item you will commit to trying out with your next batch of social media posts to increase engagement? Please drop into the comments. What is one tip or action item that you are going to commit to trying with your next batch of social media posts? Please drop that into the comments so we can cheer you on and keep you accountable. But there you guys have it, 7 juicy tips to get more engagement on your social media content. As always, if you're ready to build out that 6-figure coaching business, there is a link to book a discovery call in the copy. Heather, if you could also drop the link. Actually, I'll do it too. I will drop the link too. Heather, I'm dropping the link for them to apply for the discovery call. I'm going to actually drop it here too, so you should see it. Heather, you can drop that in there too. So I just dropped into the comments. If you are ready to do the dang thing, book a discovery call with us, right? This is what we do. This is what we help. One of the many things we help our clients do to transition from corporate to 6-figure coach. So if you're ready to do the dang thing, book a call. We love connecting with you guys, learning about your goals, your challenges, and seeing if you're a good fit for the academy and exploring how we can help you achieve those goals. One last reminder. This is it, party people, starting this upcoming Monday. It is happening so fast. Monday 7th through Friday, November 11th, it's the free Choose Your Niche, Nail Your Messaging Bootcamp. It's the last bootcamp of the year, The bootcamp is for anybody who wants clarity on their niche, anybody who needs help with their messaging, right? Even if you've chosen a niche, if you're not messaging it the right way, it's gonna fall flat, right? So it's gonna help you with niche, with messaging, with finding clients who are happy to pay for your services, right? So we're going to be talking about client attraction, but this boot camp, you guys, is meant to get you set up so you're in a good place to hit the ground running for the last quarter and especially for 2023. This is it. I'm going to be doing hot seat coaching. I'm going to be giving you guys direct feedback. This is one of the very few places where, like, literally I'm planning on giving you guys more value in this free boot camp than your last paid program. So I will be giving you direct hot seat coaching and feedback on a variety of topics. You're going to leave this boot camp with a clear niche, with killer messaging, and we're going to go out and put that messaging in the correct places where you'll be able to attract the right kind of clients to your business. So do be sure to register. You have to register to get the updated 12-page workbook. And so you can get assigned your personal bootcamp concierge, which is a really special part about this bootcamp. You get a personal concierge to walk you through the bootcamp and to make sure it's customized for you and where you're at in your journey. So by the way, if you have registered, please make sure you go up to your messages, click the message request, the 3 little dots for message request. You probably already got a DM from either Heather, Rochelle, or Tabitha, who are the bootcamp concierge helpers. Make sure you check your messages. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. We won't be doing a live next Tuesday because we'll be doing the boot camp every day of next week, Monday through Friday. So make sure you register. Have a great week, you guys, and let's hit the ground running next week. Talk soon.